Hi everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you had a great weekend. I personally had a fantastic birthday on Saturday, and now we are back on Monday. It looked like over the weekend that the market wanted to, rip higher at some points. I was surprised by the market's strength, but I was also quietly cautious that we might have a bit of a derivative fake out, as we so often do as we approach these higher levels, near all-time highs. I'm still expecting a little bit of buggery up a little bit higher, but I think the 7-month downtrend is coming to an end based on today's weekly close, and I'll get into that in a sec. First of all, I just wanted to put out there my absolute appreciation for all the wonderful clients and just people generally that we have that come through our course and move up to be masterminds and then move on to other bigger things, and we catch up later in life. The journey that you guys take, the growth is, well, it's the whole reason why we're here. It's what we enjoy doing, seeing you guys achieve success and progress and growth. And I wanted to show you here current mastermind Giacomo's testimonial. We've had a slew of just terrific testimonials of like Charlie, Giacomo, Lawina. All these people have either gone through our course and are either current masterminds or again have moved on, but they're always here promoting what they've achieved through us, and we always love to hear your feedback and where you're at. So if anyone watching this who's had any success, a massive win or a small win, please post it and let us know. Post in the Discord. We want to hear about it. We want to see where you're at. And if you've had a phenomenal experience through CCI, use Trustpilot and really let us know via your testimonial. But just on Giacomo here, Giacomo is such a fantastic person, and I wanted to read out his testimonial here because as a team, it means so much to us. The appreciation, I cannot begin to tell you, from Paolo to Joe to myself to second Joe, Tristan and Steve, who's obviously departed, but we all have absolutely, we just love these reviews when we hear them on a positive note. It really fuels us to keep being better and to provide as much value to you guys as possible, whether it be in the market or outside the market. Investing is just one part of the overall package, which we really enjoy fostering here. And I know Joe is, well, look, he's a special man. He's got the gift of the gab, and spiritually, I don't think I've met anyone as in tune with his state and his being, and who can give you and say the absolute right thing at the worst and the best time. So I wanted to just put that out there. Now let's get into Giacomo's review. So he joined both VIP and has been an elite mastermind for 2 years now, including Quantum Profits, and I can guarantee CCI is much more than crypto education. The recent edition, Quantum Profits, is run by a person who is not scared to feel emotions, has an open heart, and deeply understands the gap on how emotion triggers behavioral patterns in decision making. I can attest to that. I'm going to interrupt here. Paolo is a phenomenal educator, and his communication skills around how he implements his process into successful trading and overall just educates you in how you should be looking at charts before you even put money on the line. It's so important. He explains trading and trading psychology with deep understanding of human behavioral patterns, emotion management, and trading tools. This niche is done. He does it in a very objective way, which is why I highly value Quantum Profits as a learning resource. The rest of CCI's products, 5 stars, is still when you're exposed to top mentors in their field and keep following along, doing the work, applying the teachings and learnings your whole life can take only one direction, and that is north. CCI stands out in mindset education as well as trading, investing, fundamental analysis, and macro. The team provides a ton of support tools to learn how to start improving in those areas, and the courses are well structured and always up to date. My whole life has improved since I joined CCI as I apply the learnings in my life and investing. Now, I won't step on Joe's shoes at all here, but one of the biggest things I have learned from Joe is incremental and consistent applications of the basics. And if you apply that, especially the learnings in the course and the teachings and how we approach this market broadly, move slow but decisive like an oil tanker, for example, have your portfolio structured, tune into the markets at certain times, don't overburden your mindset, the noise, little things like that. When you apply it in a consistent manner and across a certain amount of time, you are going to see the success. just from that application. You are going to be putting yourselves in that top percentile, in the 1% of investors that can actually do that and have the discipline to do a lot of these things. All right, again, thank you everyone. I just wanted to appreciate that. Maybe it's me turning 35, I wanted to get nice and sentimental, but we will see. All right, let's crack into the charts, because I know that's exactly what you want to see in this rapid fire. I'll just close that panel there. So this weekly candle, I'm going to start the monthly chart looks phenomenal. The weekly chart looks unbelievable. And now the daily and the other charts are just sort of catching up to the longer term rhythm of this market, which does appear to be upwards. So up and to the right, Bitcoin up and to the right every 4 years. It's not just a meme, it actually happens. So if you're new to this market, it's why we're so convicted that every 4 years, October, halving year, back end of the year, that last quarter is essentially the burst into the bull market, and then 2025 or the year after that period generally is incredibly positive, and we see a ridiculous markup in the valuations of all the assets in the market. Yes, this time may be different, but I don't think so. Okay, with this channel here, the 7-month consolidation appears to be breaking at this point. So this new trend that started around here, these higher lows, and now these higher highs, and this weekly close here, not only is it a higher high in this new trend, it is also the first higher high and breaks this overall macro downtrend. So a lot of criticism on Twitter and elsewhere was, you're getting lost in this, higher high, higher low, shorter term stuff, while the overall trend is down. And I could see that argument. It hadn't broken, the top of this, which is around about that 70,000 mark, or I guess 68,400, that kind of region. That's why this area is just fraught with probable extra supply coming in, derivatives coming in, trying to short the market. But now this close happened above this previous body of the candle. I think you really can't deny it anymore. This is essentially a breakout. So I feel more comfortable though above 70,000, but I think in this region up here, it's going to, especially you can see how close the proximity of the US election is, only 15 days away. This is very likely to sort of happen. I think this little last desperate defense by the bears and derivatives price actions absolutely on the cards. I would not be surprised also of us smacking into 70k and having a very large, quick drawdown into the 10 EMA or 67,000, that kind of region. Maybe a little bit lower, sure, just to freak everyone out. But this is all looking, and I just think it looks fantastic for the breakout and the uptrend. I could be wrong, but I think that the TA is lining up with the FA currently. We're also seeing the breakout of the RSI. Everything's moving up nicely. We've got a nice distance between the power zone and where we are at the moment. But if you go back on the weekly and have a look where the RSI was positioned back at the start of the last bull market in 2020, it was around the 60 mark, exactly where we are currently. Now, my computer's running a bit slow. Apologies, guys. It's actually a bit hot here today, so my computer's not liking it whatsoever. You see, we're grappling the consolidating underneath this serious resistance. The old adage, consolidation at resistance is what? Bullish. Consolidation at support is not. That type of thinking, if we're looking for big trend reversals and trend changes. RSI is in the power zone. It's just sort of curling over. I wouldn't be too worried about that. Stochastic RSI is also doing the same thing. Again, that's why we're kind of thinking, and I know Paolo's in the same boat, that it could be a little bit of a pullback to this kind of region at that 10 EMA. Maybe at worst, down here at 65,000, but I think this 10 EMA is probably going to provide a decent amount of support for this move up. But this high area, again, I think the shenanigans are above us, and we're heading into the very fun territory before the breakout. So I think as well, give yourself, and I told the mastermind this morning, give yourself a pat on the back. If you are still here, you've earned your stripes. Being here through this entire cycle, congratulations. Been here for multiple cycles. This is a water for ducks back. You just think, well, this was always going to happen. The ETF flows are beginning now. We've never seen that before, and we can go a lot higher than you think. Now, I just want to bring everyone's attention to Ethereum, because I think it is the forgotten bastard child of this market. No one really wants to own it right now, but I think that's the perfect storm for Ethereum. And like this is the daily, but on the weekly, in fact, I'm going to go to the weekly. We don't even need to look at the daily. And sometimes that's important. You just want to see what the hell's going on. This weekly close, like Bitcoin, how it closed, above that prior candle. What I actually really like is this close above, this level here. I think this signals to the market that we're now back into the demand zone, and this could really rip. This is going to leave a lot of people behind when it wants to go. Now, I will say though that if you're looking at balanced portfolio, you may be a higher risk taker, you'd probably still be looking at Solana right now. The strength in Solana is really noticeable, and Solana's still beating ETH. In fact, it's breaking out a little bit against ETH here. And I think if you're there's no point really owning Ethereum right now. If you benchmark two layer ones, Ethereum and Solana against each other, and you think, geez, I want to spread my portfolio 50-50 for risk, that's an idea, obviously. But if you're okay with the risk of just owning one instead of two, you'd be looking at, well, which one am I going to go with? I'm going to go with the one beating both Ethereum and Bitcoin, which right now is Solana. And Solana did that today by breaking through the 200-day moving average against Bitcoin. Now that'll be on the next level down. The 200 moving average, now let's just show you. 200 was here, this red line here, and now it's moving high. So this is a good old-fashioned breakout. Solana again has been consolidating in a massive wedge, not like Bitcoin, but at the same time scale. And the compression on a lot of these altcoins, if they've maintained their levels and they're absorbing energy, they're going to release. These are going higher. Sui, the darling of late, has been consolidating this upwards channel. I fully expect Sui to, if it maintains this channel, to rip up to $3-something. But again, this is the usefulness of looking at pairs. It's something we are very, very big on looking in the masterminds for rotation's sake, is if you're monitoring Sui's upwards trajectory, in, let's say, this channel, which was very similar to the USD chart, this is Sui Solana. So how much Solana can you buy with Sui? There was a breakdown here of this channel around here, and we didn't see the recovery happen, and then we've had this further breakdown. So right now there is a rotation from Sui into Solana, which is notable, and that's clear. You can see the strength in Solana right now. So there's a certain amount of capital that's still in the market, and it's just sort of moving between what is running better. So he's going to have a day in the sun, sure, but right now it looks like Solana is going to take the cake for the shorter term, and I might keep scrolling down to anything else. If Ethereum starts to move, we're seeing a bit of love for the layer twos. I'm still a little bit cautious heading back into them. I want to see a little bit more confirmation on the upside for a few of them. Gaming, if you read my newsletter last week about off the grid, gaming is where you want to be focused and looking right now for opportunities. Beam is one of those charts that just has a look about it. Higher highs, higher lows coming out of this cluster of volume. 200 just above. I think you can wait now for a close above this horizontal and then 200 short to get in. But we're looking at the gaming area broadly. It is about the market cap of Dogecoin, and we're seeing off the grid a AAA game coming into this space, a Web3 game using it's built on the AVAX subnet. And I think it's the catalyst that is going to bring, gaming. It was going to give crypto that killer app in the gaming sphere. Again, there's a bit of water to go under the bridge there, but sometimes you got to think ahead and look where these trends might go, and I think it's huge. So if you haven't read that newsletter about off the grid and the implications of it, do it. But I think the gaming infrastructure coins, IMX, Beam, and there are a few others, you really want to be looking at them for some serious outside returns. So that's where I'm focused, guys. Keep an eye on rotations. Meme coins, they're just going to keep doing well, I think, but watch them because there's so many to choose from, and I think you really want to be not getting too married to them and watching the strengths versus others. And when forming a balanced portfolio, try and fall out of love of your coins rather quickly if they're underperforming. Yes, they'll probably run eventually, and it's never all or nothing as well. Forming a balanced portfolio, you don't have to go all out of something at any given point. You can trim and move percentages. That's all we really want to be doing. I mean, this is creating the canvas for the painting that this bull market's going to be, and we just don't want to keep throwing out the canvas every time we make a move. So all right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this Monday Rapid Fire. It's a bit longer, but wanted to share where we're at. Bitcoin's moving higher. I think everything's going to move higher, but I'm watching a few charts here as well, which I did put in the newsletter. I'll just cover them here. Bitcoin dominance still moving higher. It looks like it's got a magnet on that 60,000 mark. Nothing really bearish about this chart, but a recent breakout. USDT dominance, so the market cap of the stable coins is moving from stable coins, and it looks like moving from stablecoins into the rest of the market. It looks like a channel breakdown here, which is incredibly positive for altcoins. Total 3 as well. I'm watching like a hawk. This looks like a first false breakout over here out of this downwards channel. and this looks like the actual breakout, but we're going to have to, I want it to follow my squiggle here, and that's exactly what I'm watching. But that would mean that altcoins are about to see an almighty rush up to that next level. BNB is kind of my bellwether for liquidity in this market. You see a lot of excitement outside of the United States that will come in from Asia, and I'll go through BNB for those fees and all that. And this is teetering on a massive support level, resistance level. If we flip it to support, BNB is off, and it would signal that capital is flooding back in. So guys, I hope you had a wonderful day. We will catch you again for our next one. Thank you for watching, and yeah, enjoy. See you guys. Bye-bye.